Sunday?
When? Yeah, Halloween is on Sunday.
Domingo.
So we will not be filming until then. I mean, we will not be filming before that. Shit, I need a lighter.
Would you like to play a check?
No, I don't.
Very well.
She's looking for a sponsor like Nike or Converse. She ran into a monster like Scarface and Nino. I'm James with the bong. For the money, I'm Al Pacino. I know I'm living wrong, but I'm cashing out like casino. I'm Michael Jackson, you Tito. Got your bitch stroking my ego. Hit it like a free throw when I'm smoking on this ego. No, this money don't make itself. I gotta make this money. Yes, I'm looking to the sky. Got my feet to the ground. I am rolling up a pound. Smoking now. There's this money on my mind. Tell these rats don't make
All right, everyone, welcome back. We have made it another week, guys. Another week, we did it. As you see, it's a nice Halloween special for you guys.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everyone. If depending on when you watch it, we might be a day early, but we'll see. But we're not going to be filming after Halloween, so we got to film now. Sorry, it's a little harder to smoke in my costume than it is his.
Yep. See, I actually got the one with the face in it, but yeah.
My face is cooler, though.
That is true.
And, as you know, it's your boy Thug Dog, a.k.a. Maticals, a.k.a. I can't see nothing through this fucking costume, a.k.a.
Yep.
The Oracle,
Mm-hmm.
Max McCardle, given to us by one of our live studio audience members today.
Mm-hmm.
We got Lightning McCardle,
Mm.
McCardle Sandwich, Matty Chong, and then I think I already said it, but good old Thug Dog. And as you see next to me is my boy Lesser Cool Pickle.
It's your boy Lolo, a.k.a. Dat Boy, a.k.a. The Big Pickle, a.k.a. Wiener Schnitzel. And I just gotta say, it's good to be out of the brine and into the podcast, baby.
I agree. I actually turned myself into a pickle, so
Yes.
we have a different scenario.
Well, you do know what they say, though. Some say that the cucumber tastes better pickled.
That is true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we shall waste no more time. I don't know if I said it, but welcome into the Wookiesburg pod. There will be no name changes. This is it. We're keeping this going global, baby.
Yep.
To the moon. So
We are the Wookiesburg pod. I do want to roll off a couple suggestions we did get to our email, though. Once again, our email is wookiesburgpod@gmail.com. That is our mailbox. Some suggestions we did get over the weeks for potential podcast names of the program. One that I thought was pretty cool we got was the Sausage Party.
yes, that was a good one, but I think that one was already taken, so we could not.
Right. Thank God, really.
Yes.
Yeah.
We also had
And also we're pickles. So, no. Huh? I don't know.
Okay. All right. Do not forget to subscribe and follow us on all of our socials and all of our platforms. Mainly not a lot of people have been subscribing on the podcast platforms themselves, as in, Spotify, Apple, Google, Anchor, many more. As you guys, whatever ones you use, we're on there. And if we're not, just hit us up and we'll get onto that one.
Yep, you can catch us on YouTube now. That's right, this podcast is legit. It is on YouTube. Our YouTube address is, well, you can just YouTube Wookiesburg Pod. We will be there. Subscribe to our channel. Drop the videos a like if you fuck with them.
And if you don't just get off of them. You don't gotta dislike
them. If you
them.
don't fuck with them, then you know what? I can't help you, man.
Yeah, that's it. We're trying, we're taking all the suggestions for what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. So we're gonna take them in and we're gonna listen to them. So
what more do you? I mean, who wouldn't want to listen to two pickles talking fantasy football? I mean,
Exactly. So also too, don't forget, make sure you're tweeting us any of your start and sits decisions, trade ideas, any advice you need, and we will, try our best. We do get a lot, so we'll try our best to answer them, on the podcast for you guys.
Yeah,
So,
we will start a new segment next week. It's going to be called the Weekly Shout Out, the Weekly Shout Out, the Weekly Social Shout Out, the Social Shout Out of the Week, something like that. And it's going to be, we're going to shout out a random person that tweets the show. And, in your tweet, you can shout people out if you want. We'll shout them out, go ham with it. And, that's going to be the social shout out of the week starting next week. So get those tweets or comments in.
All right. And we're actually going to do things a little different. This will probably be, hopefully, our standard, what's the word I'm looking for? Format. There you go. That's a good one. This is going to be our standard format that we're going to start trying to go by. And we're going to get into first bonus time. Bonus time, motherfuckers. I'm actually going to bring this to the beginning of the show. For those of you that don't know, there is a $10 weekly bonus in my league for different topics that are drawn out of the bonus hat each week instead of the usual just $10 a week for the highest points. We have now chosen a bunch of different random topics that come out of this hat. And last week, actually, the bonus winner was me. Luckily, I finally got one. It was for the lowest total yards by your whole starting offense.
Oof.
So I actually had to go in and calculate everybody's yards, and mine was actually 546 total yards.
Yep.
So, and I was still able to pull off the win, so that was actually pretty good for me.
Yep. I said it once, and I'll say it again, and I probably will say it again as well. Congratulations on being asleep, my friend.
Thank you, sir. And if you would actually be my guest, and we have a special guest coming over here to pull out of the hat. You're just going to see his hand, though.
All right. Yep. It's Casper, the friendly ghost, people. He does not have a hand. He is invisible. We're going to see that piece of paper floating.
He's somewhere around here. We can't see through our...
it's Halloween, so
through our things.
The poltergeists are here. The specters are coming.
Boom, there it comes.
There it is. That's like the hand from Addams Family. What's that thing called?
Thank you, sir.
There we go.
Thank you.
Thank
we
you.
got it. Only one, as you see.
Now it's starting to steal shit. Wait,
shit. He's
what?
trying.
Damn.
All right, and we do
Can't
have
trust these things.
the least single scoring player in your starting lineup.
Okay, let me make sure.
I feel like we had that one already, so we do have a repeat, which I said before is okay.
The least single scoring player in your starting lineup. Yes, folks.
Yes.
There it is.
Why didn't we give that to you in the first place? You can read easier.
Yep, I do not know, but I got you. Don't worry. Also, these sunglasses are blocked out. I cannot see at all. We'll see how it goes.
All right. So there you guys go. As you stay tuned for who is. I guess this bonus will end up going to. Well, I guess maybe not a sleep player because everybody always has one person on their team that doesn't perform.
There's always a lowest scoring player. Yep, that's right.
Yes. Yep. All righty. So
potential for ties, though, I would assume, because you might see some zeros.
Actually, yes. The first time was a two-way tie with. Chris had 0 points from a player, and Michael had 0 points from the Dolphins' defense.
Yep.
So I do actually remember that.
Right. I do remember that.
So, and Michael ended up taking that one. So hopefully, if Chris is in the tie this time, he'll come out on top.
Yep.
All right. Since that is over, what are you smoking on?
My pickled friend, I am smoking on. I am smoking on, I believe, one of the strains you had highlighted earlier on in this podcast. It really got me interested. I was looking at that episode again. The Italian Ice, man.
Ooh, okay.
And boy, I think we had a whole conversation about, Italian ices on a hot summer day. I got to tell you, that was so right. This is so refreshing. Yeah. What are you smoking on, man?
You know, actually over here, man, we do have one of my personal favorites, and it has been a long time since I had it, but it has returned, and we do have that Gorilla Glue. And yes, man, this shit leaves you stuck to wherever you are when you smoke it.
I bet so. You're stuck inside that pickle costume.
Yes,
huh?
I have been stuck in it like a pickle ever since I got the Gorilla Glue. So,
yes.
But like I said, it is one of my favorites because, you know, somebody that intakes as much weed as me, you do need one of the stronger ones, and
Yep.
that's what we got right here. So, like I said, long-awaited return, and actually, this is what you will see on my suited up strain of the week right here.
Let's take a look.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome in, Maddie's Suited Up Strain. And as you guys remember, it's one of my favorites. We got the good old Gorilla Glue. You know, this one is, like I said, been gone for a while. Finally back. It's usually a higher 20% THC. Always leaving with a heavy hit. You know, as you guys know, the name usually comes because it leaves you stuck to wherever you are when you're smoking it. So, you know, it is highly sought after by many weed enthusiasts, especially since the early 2010s when it took home numerous awards in different states and countries, as Jamaica and California, you know, a couple others. So it's definitely sought after, you know, from the lowest of the lows to the highest of the highs. Everybody loves them some of the good old Gorilla Glue. As you guys know, you know, because of its real high potency, it's real good for someone who smokes a lot, like weed. So look forward to keep having this one. So until next time, guys, Maddie's Suited Up Strain of the Week.
All right, what a strain. Thanks for that, Matt. There we go. Yes.
Ooh, perfect timing.
Let the pickle consume you, my friend.
Yes. As you see, I am hotboxing the costume.
Yeah.
Can't smoke it this way, so I gotta bring it through.
And for those of you that, you know, like to watch movies and look for Easter eggs and stuff like that, you'll recognize where this pickle costume is from. This is the same exact pickle costume used in the first trailer for Grabba Kings, the movie.
Yes. A lot of you did enjoy that trailer. So, actually, with that being said, we will have at the end of this episode, I think, another trailer.
You know what? I think our fans have waited long enough. I think we're gonna play it for them right now, Matt. What do you think about that?
Oh, you want to just play it right here, right now?
Let's play it right here, right now.
Folks,
without further ado, here is the second teaser trailer for Grabba Kings, the movie. time for some grabba. Don't mind if I do. Not enough grabba for the both of us, huh? That motherfucker was right. Oh, man. This grabba got me seeing shit, dude. I'm gonna take my ass to sleep. Fuck that.
All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that trailer.
Riveting trailer.
Yes. This is another good one. I'm excited. Can't wait to see the full movie.
Just in time for Halloween, huh?
Oh, yes, it is. And I hope you guys enjoyed it too.
And in the spirit of being spooky, folks, we got a special treat for you
right here.
somewhere.
Jesus, it hasn't been on the whole time.
Yes, folks. We are going to conjure these spirits live on the podcast right here. Oh, there we go. Yes. There are the spirits coming out of the bowl. And we have here a Dolphins football. We are trying to summon the spirits of Dolphins past. We're trying to summon Marino, Don Shula, somebody, bro. Y'all need somebody. Really.
Because please, I repeat, please. I've put up with a lot, Dolphins. Don't do this trade, man. We don't need this guy. We don't. You heard it here first. Number one Dolphins fan in the world.
Everyone has a breaking point, folks.
Yes, and I would have to consider it if you do this to us.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to move right on into one of our newest segments, and I'm just going to talk about a couple injuries around the NFL. Actually, for Thursday, I'll get the Thursday night game out the way first. Probably every single Packers receiver will not play.
Wow.
They think Scantling's going to be back, but I do not think he will be. So their number one receiver in that game will actually be Randall Cobb.
Randall Cobb. Luckily, he has an existing relationship with Aaron Rodgers, so there's always a possibility.
That is true, and now since he's number one, he should be okay.
Yep. And man, what a set of eyes on him, huh? I could look at those all day.
Yes.
Pause.
I can't find my mouse. There it is. All right. And that's basically, the Cardinals don't have too many injuries. Let me double check. No. All right, and then so we'll just move off of that game. We do have Jerry Jeudy is supposed to return this week, so we'll see if that actually happens. I think he shall be back. Dolphins, Devontae Parker probably will be back this week, as well as the corners. They were back last week, so they should all be back this week again. Baker Mayfield was limited in practice. Think he'll be back. Chubb is going to be back as well. But their defense does have a lot of injuries, so I don't know how that's gonna do. So anybody who's has the Browns defense might want to take a look at that.
Yep.
Miles Sanders definitely not going to play. Definitely out. So anybody with the fuck is the backup's name? Why don't you tell me?
Yeah, sure.
That was a good one, huh, guys? All right.
You
So,
and your computer.
all right, and then we have the Titans O-line is all injured, so that's probably why Ryan Tannehill is on pace to beat David Carr's sack record. AJ and Julio are both limited, but I think they're going to play. Swift is limited, but he should play. DeAndre Swift of the Lions, sorry.
Yeah, we're getting the rundown, baby.
Yes. Zach Wilson's definitely out, so we're going to be probably looking at Joe Flacco to take the reins over there in New York. 49ers, everybody on that team's always injured, so that really doesn't matter. Alex Collins is limited, so he might not play, but he'll probably be out there. Again, the entire Patriots is always questionable. And actually, one to point out is Nick Folk is questionable again. He is the leading fantasy kicker right now, so keep an eye on him.
Yeah, man, questionable don't mean a thing, really.
Yes. Antonio Brown and Rob Gronkowski are supposed to be back this week, so hopefully that happens. Washington, basically every single wide receiver and tight end that they own is on the injury report and did not practice on Wednesday. So that's something to keep an eye out. Dak Prescott was limited, but he will be fine.
Right.
And that concludes your injuries, really. So.
All right. Nothing major, huh?
Nothing too crazy. All the major ones are still major, not playing. Saquon, McCaffrey, all those
Nothing
guys.
major, but the major.
Yeah, well, Saquon actually may return, so we'll see.
I hope so.
Keep
I
an
got
eye on
that boy. I hope he
Yes,
will
we
return.
all hope so. We all got him.
Hope he will.
Yes. And then I'm actually going to continue on to some more new stuff, and I'm going to do a little bit of, I guess we'll call it fun news. Just got a couple little fun facts here about fantasy football. So, fantasy football was started in 1962, for those of you that did not know.
What the hell?
Yes, over 65 million fantasy players worldwide. And 80% of those players are men.
I believe that.
Yes. And then 78, this one was actually surprising to me. 78.1% of them are not married.
I believe that too.
Yes. And then another surprising one to me is the average age is 34.
Okay.
So I guess people are starting later these days,
Yeah, that's nuts. We were in early high school, huh?
Exactly, yes. I was definitely at high school when I
Yep.
started.
Maybe we were ahead of the curve.
Yes.
Well, not really. You said 1960s. That's fucking
I mean,
crazy.
yeah, there's been... Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
This is a fun one. Fantasy cost businesses $13.4 billion in lost productivity each season.
Yup. No idea how that's measured, but sounds crazy.
Yeah, about 2 hours per week of average of time spent in the office researching fantasy football.
Oof.
Yes.
True. Well, hey, if it's one thing I learned in business,
Yes,
a
I
busy
know.
worker is not always an efficient worker. You got to give
Exactly.
them some time.
Yes.
You gotta give
So
them
those
some
are just
time
a
to
couple
check
little
your fantasy team.
fun facts for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed them. And let me get into my MVP of the week.
MVP.
Yes, and this one was a good one. It was actually just in time for tight ends week, and it was C.J. Uzuma with a nice 28.10 points off of only 3 catches and turned him into 2 touchdowns and 91 yards, also including one 55-yard touchdown.
Wow.
So,
Definitely
yes,
MVP worthy, if you ask me.
Yes,
especially
because
from a tight
he
end.
grabbed some bonus points on those catches in my league, and he also did help me secure the victory. We'll get into that later.
Yep.
And let me continue on with the regular fantasy talk. And this week's tip that I want to give everybody is about the waiver wire. Just so you guys know, remember, Tuesday night is mostly whenever you need to check those waiver wires to put in your final waiver. Most leagues have 3 different types of waivers. You're going to have rolling, reverse, and fab bidding. I'm actually looking to change my league into fab because that's where everybody just gets a set amount of money, usually about $100, and they just all use that money on the free agents willingly. So most are saying that's actually the most fair way to do it without having, either like a random order or reverse standings, stuff like that.
Interesting. Very interesting.
So I am going to actually get into maybe seeing about changing minds into that next week. So, not next week, next year.
Ooh.
Sorry. Even though Maddie's rule change of the week would have been nice.
Hey, this would have been a candidate for
That
sure.
would have been.
It would have been discussed by the matchmakers,
Yes. All right, and then just a couple of people that need to be rostered if they are not in your league. Kenneth Gainwell from the Eagles, running back. He's actually 23% rostered.
Goddamn right he is.
What?
Said you're goddamn right he is. I got him.
So why couldn't you tell me his name 6 seconds ago when I was asking for the Eagles backup running back?
Well, he ain't the backup no more, is he, man?
Good
Gotcha.
one. All right. Anyways, Randall Cobb, 10% rostered. Hopefully you get him before that Thursday night game because he's the only guy there. Brandon Bolden, 6% rostered. I would definitely hold him as there's the Patriots always do weird things with their running backs.
You don't really know which running back on the Patriots is going to go off. Really.
Yeah, never. So he's good to hold. KJ Osborne, wide receiver from the Vikings, 7% rostered. He's also one to look out. And Khalif Raymond is another guy I would hold on my team. He's only 3% rostered. And that is the Lions wide receiver. And that's it for my players that need to be rostered right now. So let's get into starts of the week.
Starts of the week.
Damn. And I was supposed
Who we started this week, Matt?
I was supposed to pull up my stats from last week, and I did not.
Oh, that's great. Well, luckily, I'm hearing from our stats team that we have those right here available. So whatever you need to remember, let me know, and I got it for you.
All right, well, thank you to our stats people for pulling up our stats. So, yes, my last week's start of the week at quarterback was our guy, Ryan Tannehill, who, he didn't quite put on the game we hoped, but he did have 270 yards and a touchdown, so he had 21.4 points, so it wasn't too bad.
Mm-hmm.
So this week, start of the week for quarterback, there's so many easy ones out there. We got Mahomes, Kyler, Stafford, Allen, Tanny, all easy matchups. But so we're going to go with a little harder one for those people who need to actually start someone. And Carson Wentz against the Titans, I think, is going to be a pretty good one for you guys. So Carson Wentz is my start of the week this week for quarterback. So for wide receiver this week is Deontay Johnson taking on the Cleveland Browns. Like I said earlier, their defense is banged up, so I think he's easily going to get about 10 targets and pull in over 100 yards. And last week was Jamar Chase. We seen the game he had last week, 201 yards and off 8 catches and a touchdown. So in my league, he had 45 points. Easily gave his owner the win, so that was a good one for me. And again, that was another position. This week, actually, basically every position, there's a lot of good matchups. So I tried to go a little bit deeper down on almost every position. So start of the week for running back is going to be Khalil Herbert.
All right.
Who is taking on San Francisco, also with a few injuries, and I think he's going to get over 125 all-purpose yards. So Noah Fant will be my start for tight end. I think he's at least going to have 75 yards and a touchdown against the Washington defense that has not been what they were last year. So,
right.
And last week, you remember my start of the week was Zach Ertz, who did have himself a game, his first game on the Cardinals.
You called it.
Yes, he had 3 catches, 66 yards, and a touchdown for 20 points in my league. So there you go. And guess what, guys? You guys fucking know what time it is.
What time is it?
We're getting to my kicker start of the week.
Oh.
Yeah, baby. And we thought last week was the end, but it is one more week of Joey Slides. Start him up. This could be his last week for real this time. So.
For real this time.
Yes. Last week he was able to clinch himself a nice little over 50 yarder and a 36 yarder. So. Nice. Got 8 points, which is, can't ask for more than that from your kicker. So
Hey, hit a 50-yarder, man. Can't ask for more than that.
Exactly. So here we go. One more week with my dog Joey Sly. So,
Oh.
and again, man, defense. Defense was another position where there were so many easy matchups. Last week I shit the bed picking the Broncos, and I went way past all those easy matchups, and I am calling it Miami's defense.
Oh, here we go again, folks.
Here
Miami
we go
defense.
again, folks.
Miami defense. Miami defense.
And yes, we are. It's about time, man. Josh Allen's gonna keep running shit for a long time, but we're gonna have to switch our what used to be that one game a year where we would get the Patriots. We're gonna switch it now to the Bills, and I think we're gonna get them this week.
Okay. Trap game for the Bills, folks. You heard it here first.
And again, and then for defensive player, again, I kind of didn't do too good last week with Patrick Queen, only pulled in 4 points. So this week, I'm going with another guy. Again, I always pick people that are free agents, in case you didn't know that. Free agents, meaning a free agent in my league, since I do have defensive players.
Right.
And Fred Warner from the 49ers is playing the Bears this week. So I think he's going to be a good start of the week. So if any of you haven't been happy with your guy, go out there and grab him up. So that's going to do it for my starts of the week. So let me know how they're doing for you guys. And then, so most of our questions actually from Twitter have been about if they should hold this player or if he's droppable. So here's our most common ones: Kenyon Drake, you could drop him. Brandon Ayuk, you could drop him. A.J. Dillon, I would still hold on to. Damian Williams, you could definitely drop him. And Devin Singletary, you could definitely drop him.
You have it there, folks. There you go.
That's it. There's a lot of other people that are worth holding, so go out there and get them. Maybe even if you need somebody this week, a lot of good streamers out there. We got Mac Jones, only 31% owned. Tua, 46% owned. As I called, he is going to beat the Bills, so that's another good one. Teddy Bridgewater, 20% owned. Go grab him. Conklin, 10%. Everybody always needs a tight end. He's definitely going to have some good games out there. And the Giants have had a lot of injuries, so if you need another tight end, you do have Evan Ingram out there. So.
Ooh, but he's been dropped on my team, sir.
Yes.
Been dropped.
All right. Well, when I wrote this article, when I wrote this next segment, I didn't have the pickle costume on, so you guys are gonna have to bear with me on this one. But I do want to just bring in a tiny little bit of fantasy football history.
All right.
Oh shit! How's it going, guys? Welcome into my first ever history lesson here about fantasy. So we're going to get right into this week's article. Alright, modern fantasy football can be traced back to Wilfred Bill Wickenbach, a businessman in Oakland, California. In a New York City hotel room during a 1962 Raiders cross-country trip, Wickenbach, along with Raiders public relations employees, developed the rules that would eventually be the basis of modern fantasy football. The inaugural league was called the Greater Oakland Professional Pigskin Prognosticators League, GOPPPL, and the first draft took place in Wickenbach's home in Oakland in August 1963. The league consisted of 8 members, and the rosters consisted of 2 quarterbacks, 4 halfbacks, 2 fullbacks, 4 wide receivers or tight ends, 2 kick punt returners, 2 kickers, 2 defensive backs or linebackers, and 2 defensive linemen. The scoring system was entirely dependent on real-life scoring. As of 2015, the GOPPPL was still active and had maintained the original scoring system. In 1969, Andy Musolinis, an original creator of GOPPPL and participant in the inaugural draft, brought the game to his Oakland sports bar, the King's X, where the first public fantasy football league was founded. From this point onward, the ideas Was that the ghost of Winkenbach? Holy shit. I think he likes this article too. From this point onward, the idea spread by word of mouth when the patrons of other Bay Area bars visited the King's X for trivia contests. Look at that, another piece of knowledge. Trivia contests been going around since the 60s. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that little quick clip of an article from fantasy history. So until next time. And we're going to get into, since no trades ever happened in my league and probably never will happen, I did actually have a bunch of trades that have went through in a lot of leagues, and one of the most common names that was brought up was Ryan Tannehill. So I just wanted to point out a couple of Ryan Tannehill trades that have been going on. And so in one league, Ryan Tannehill and Julio Jones were traded for Nick Chubb and Justin Jefferson. What do you think about that trade?
That's in a league you were in?
No, this is just random leagues from Real Stats from Yahoo.
I wouldn't veto that trade. Decent trade.
All right, and we have Ryan Tannehill from Marvin Jones Jr. straight up.
That sounds kind of iffy. Are these real trades?
Yeah, these are all literally real trades from our stats team.
Huh.
We also have Ryan Tannehill, Cordero Patterson, and Michael Thomas for Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
All right, what about Ryan Tannehill and A.J. Brown for Marvin Jones and Kyler Murray?
Say that one more time.
Ryan Tannehill and A.J. Brown for Marvin Jones and Kyler Murray.
You know what? That's not bad of a trade, actually. Fuck with that trade.
All right. You heard it here with our trade expert.
Oh.
Then we have last one, Ryan Tannehill and Robert Woods for Tony Pollard and Najee Harris.
Absolutely not.
Who's losing on that trade?
I think both sides lose, and I wish we had Champ, a.k.a. the Trade Federation, here to discuss further. I'm not sure if we can phone him in after the fact.
Yes, right?
But this is, I don't know, just bad trade all around, to be honest with you.
All right. Well, I just wanted to point out a few different trades that have been going around. And these were all on one day, by the way. So all these trades are happening, and look at that. Ryan Tannehill can get moved around in 9 different leagues in one day, and we can't even complete one trade in a week. Come on, guys. What are you doing? And I know you guys seen the breaking news. You know, no more vetoes. Let's get those trades popping.
Yeah, really, this is unprecedented here. We thought trades were about to take off in this league. We were getting ready to discuss some blockbuster trades on this podcast, but really nothing yet so far. Listen, folks, there's no more vetoes in this league. Do you understand what that means? Let's get it popping.
Thank you. Let's get it.
That was my PSA for trades.
We need them. We need them, please.
We need them.
All right. And now we will get into our weekly recap. Weekly matchups. And we know everybody loves this segment. I'm going to let Lorenzo take over it full effect for a little second. Are you on the same? We
got the weekly recap from Week 7, folks. We're going to dive right into it here. First matchup we got is good old Lambeau Calrissian to my left, and good old Manifesting a Hairline, which is Champ, which the hairline's covered by the costume, but there it is, folks. Still kicking. What a week this was, and what a way to start off the show with you beat the champ in this league.
That I did, and if I could just point out, I did have my guy, MVP, CJ Uzuma,
You did,
Who,
and he
Chris-
definitely helped you out.
Yes,
because
Chris did make sure to shout out every tight end except for CJ Uzuma. So
Yes. Now, there were some questionable starts on your team, Matt, as in, well, not questionable starts, but questionable performances. From
yes,
Tyler
and questionable
Lockett.
starts just because it's
And
just what my team
starts.
is prone to.
Le'Veon Bell was definitely one of those questionable starts. I've
Yes,
seen.
well, I need to because of injuries.
Well, we can say that. Sure, let's go. But then again, like you said, you had your MVP, CJ Uzoma. You had Nick Folk, the kicking MVP.
That is my guy,
in
man.
the defense, which, went ham as well.
Oh, man.
It was just a bad week for the champ. I mean, mediocre performances across the board. And is that 2 losses in a row now for champ?
Oh, yes, it is. And I told you guys I was going to take him down, and we took him down to Pound Town. And, yeah, this guy's now pounded him.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I fucking vibe with all that you just said. Champ thought he could just come in here, come up in our set last week like he was the shit.
Yeah, man, and little did he know I secretly brought him out here so that
You sabotaged him. You can say it.
Our house witch doctor put the fucking voodoo on him, so he will not probably win any more games this season.
Yep, we called it here, folks. He thought we were fucking around, huh? When we were manifesting losses and shit.
But he doesn't. What everyone else doesn't know is it will happen to every single guest that comes on here. So be ready.
We have the Wookiesburg curse, folks. The Wookiesburg curse. Come on our show, you will start losing.
Yes. And next week's guest is Straw Hat Pirates.
All right. Wait, what? Nah, you see, I am the Straw Hat Pirates. I represent them, and I've been on this show already.
Ooh.
Since the beginning. And boy, we're going strong. Look at my eyes on the screen right now. They look pretty fucking crazy, huh?
Nice.
But anyway, great matchup here. You beating manifesting a hairline. Incredible win, man.
Yes, thank you.
Very proud of you.
It was much needed as it was going to be a battle because of all my injuries and bye weeks, but we got them and we're going strong now, man. We're going strong. I got to try to make the playoffs.
Speaking of going strong, speaking of making the playoffs, and speaking of Straw Hat Pirates, we have the Straw Hat Pirates in our next matchup.
We do.
Crushing Prison Bitch, a.k.a. Terra Monster. And also with a profile picture here representing your boy, the Wiener Schnitzel, a.k.a. the Big Dill, a.k.a. Corey Dill. And what can we say about this name change? It's awesome. This picture is awesome. This team, however, not so awesome. Matt, what do you got to say about this matchup?
I actually am still trying to find it on my computer.
Got you. I'll let you know that Ryan Tannehill was not enough. Cortland Sutton was not enough. AJ Green was not enough. Not even Jonathan Taylor's 21 points coming from 100-plus yards rushing was enough. Nothing is enough against the Straw Hat Pirates, folks. That's what we're seeing here. They had a great performance all around on their team. Really not a questionable start here. Questionable performance maybe from Henry Ruggs. Got you 7 points, but you made up for it with Deebo Samuel and DK Metcalf. Dallas Goedert. Just great moves all around here. We had the Ernest Johnson on this team with 27 points. What just great game management by Straw Hat Pirates by the head coach, Michael. As a GM, I am very pleased.
I thought that was your doing there. Weren't you the one who told him to pick that guy up?
I don't know who that is, so probably not mine. Probably not. And we have our next matchup, which was John, a.k.a. Alt Zaddy, taking a crushing loss. And the only reason I say crushing because it was so close to... It's you and me and B&B.
Yes. I remember that one, and actually, I still can't seem to find it on my computer, but...
Yeah, no worries, because I got it right here. The final score, 184.8 versus 183.5. This was a game separated by less than 2 points, folks. Less than a point and a half, to be exact. Crazy matchup. You had... Lamar Jackson going off, Jamar Chase just going ape shit on this team. Double digits almost all the way through that first section on EBDBB&B. And, hey, man, great win. What do you got to say, man? We have Green Bay scoring 19 for Alt Zaddy.
Yes, but I do know that
not enough.
John was actually winning that game until about the third, fourth quarter. Alex Collins had 0 points, and he did finally come through and just get about 5 points to ease him over that win in that Monday night game.
That's all that was needed. And you got to feel devastated after performances from Joe Burrow with 45-plus points, Terry McLaurin 30-plus
Yes, and
points.
he did actually want to point out that it was the scoring system of my league that caused him to lose because of my bonus points. So he was very, very upset about that one. And as I tell him, hey, tough shit, bro.
Listen, man, you can talk about bonus points all you want, all daddy, but you don't get no bonus points for starting Giovanni Bernard, buddy. So
Exactly.
That's on you, sir. Because we can just see that on his bench he had Robert Tonyan.
Yes, and you know what it was? Oh, John does remind me.
So get out of here.
I think
with
he
that,
has.
buddy.
No, he has Waller on his bench, doesn't he?
Who has Waller on his bench?
John.
No, he does not.
Oh, okay.
He has Robert Tonyan on his bench.
No, but who else?
That's it.
Oh.
That is it. The only other player with any points on his bench, because there were buys and just 0 points by other people. So all you had to do was start Buddy, man. You would have won this game, man. So it has nothing to do with the scoring system. It has everything to do with
Ooh,
your
thank you for pointing that
decision-making, my
out.
friend.
Ooh, thank you, sir.
Got you.
Co-host got my back. I keep telling him it's because he's not watching the podcast. We have reports that he hasn't even watched a single episode.
I wouldn't doubt it. And it shows in the performance, folks. Listen, we're not here doing voodoo on nobody besides maybe Champ.
Yeah,
but,
that's about
it just speaks for itself. Listen,
but
the longer
EBDBB&B, they watch the podcast.
The longer you deny us, the harder it's going to be for you in this league, folks.
That's it. Yes.
Yes. So we have that matchup. Congratulations to Casey. He now moves into fifth place.
Yes. Oh, we've been forgetting to keep
place.
up. But yes, remember last week I picked Alt Zaddy to win. You picked Casey.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. So you did actually make a nice little comeback on me. And after the recaps, we will get into our final records since we've been keeping score.
We have for the next matchup here. We have Mr. Football, which is another picture of yours truly.
Yes, as we see, only Terry so far has followed the rules. When I requested everybody to change their name to a picture of Lorenzo.
Yes. And I mean, we literally just said it. The longer you deny us, the harder it will be for you. You must change your picture to a picture of me if you want to win. Mr. Football here with a win over Biting Quam's ear. Angel now, she was showing some promise. She had a few wins in a row there, Matt, but it looks like she went back to her losing ways here, falling under 500 now.
And I think we both called it last week for her to lose that game.
I believe so. And, I mean, we see another classic example of just rubbing it in when the wound is fresh. We see Curtis Samuel on Mr. Football's team did not play, did not register. I mean, maybe he did play, did not register any points or stats. Had 0 points, yet still managed to pull off a margin of victory of almost 30 in this matchup.
Yes, and Sean has been doing that a lot, where his one player, he forgets to change out, and it doesn't matter, where he still secures himself the win. So.
Yep. And I mean, hey, man, great choice by starting Matthew Stafford, 37 points. DeAndre Swift, 32 points. He had amazing defensive performances, decent kicking performance. Great game all around. Angel just never really had a chance here, folks.
Nope, she did not, and we'll see what happens with her going forward.
Yep.
Because remember, a lot of her players are temporary replacements for injuries, so.
Now, Matt, we did just say that the longer you deny us, the harder it will be for you in this league. But we see someone going against that grain. We see Robbie still not changing neither his name nor his profile icon. Yet he has now moved into second place after another great performance against the Dito. And you've been talking about Chuck's drafts and Chuck's teams, and we've been talking about them a lot on this podcast.
Yes. And
I think they really showed you what they were made of here.
Yes, I do.
You know what I mean?
I do definitely think that, and that's why I just think Robbie had a good match, is just getting lucky with his matchups, and you will actually see his next matchup coming up, and he might not be so lucky.
I mean, I don't know about luck, but look at this. I'm going to read you off these points, and you tell me if you believe these were all on one team. 31, 18, 14, 28, 36, 26, 28, 19.
Yes.
Come on, man.
I know
This
he
team
did have a showing
went
from his
ape
team.
shit, folks.
He did have a good showing from his team, so
He did. Now, a couple questionable starts on Chucky Ehaw's team here. We have a bye-week kicker. We have a Rob Gronkowski with no stats. We have and even then, you started Kendrick Bourne and still got double-digit points out of him. So, it was looking up for you in that sense. But, I mean, I don't know, man. Very questionable. I feel like this could have gone another way, but it just didn't.
that is true. And I don't, like we said before, it's not gonna. Let's see how long it lasts until we get him the name change. I think it's only gonna take him so far. So
I think that is the boost you will need to get over that hump from number 2 to number 1 in this league. I think to beat Champ, you just got to change that name and you'll be set. Our last matchup of the week to recap was Where's Casey with a 181 over 151 win over, drumroll please, everyone's favorite name,
Sushi Dick Triple X House.
Sushi Dick Triple X House. Did you just roll that grabba inside your costume?
Of course, baby. Don't you know? Roll a blunt under any circumstance.
Folks, what more can I say? That I don't know. That just deserves a little toke right there. Wow. Incredible, folks. Incredible. You've seen it here live on the podcast. Rolled a blunt inside his suit. I don't know how he did that, folks. Incredible. Just one of the many talents of Matt, as you will see on this podcast.
Yes.
Back to the matchup in question then. Matt, Where's Casey, started Tua Tagovailoa. And boy, did he go off. He might not have won his game, but man, he scored hella points. 32 points for him. Cooper Kupp of Coffee with 41 points on this squad. 156 yards. That's nuts.
That is that
A.J.
guy.
Brown, 31 points, bro. A.J. Brown, 31 points, 130 yards. Nelson Aguilar, 13 points with a touchdown. Leonard Fournette with a touchdown as well. I mean, scoring all around. Everyone was eating over here in this squad.
Yes. And again, I think that in this case, it just is because House isn't watching the podcast again. All these people that are watching the podcast are winning, and the people who are not are losing.
Yep.
That's actually the bigger sign here that I'm noticing.
Now, I will give House the benefit of the doubt. He only has 2 players in single digits on his team. One of them happens to be his defensive starter, which, I mean, not every defensive player is going to go off, right? That would be understandable. But, man, when the other person scoring single digits on your team is Patrick Mahomes, that's just a bad omen for you.
Yes, and so that, maybe this is a blessing for House, and Patrick Mahomes got his bad game out of the way now. So we will see.
Yeah, that's like another bye week there.
That
was
true.
our last matchup of the week from week 7.
All right, and that concludes our...
Thank you, Random Ghost Hand. Thank you very much.
And that concludes our... If that random ghost hand ever comes in front of our camera again, we will have to fire them, so...
Yes. Now, not all ghosts are invisible, as we can see. This particular one got some meat on the bones there.
Yes, and so we did just finish our Week 7 recaps, and now before we get into Week 8, as always, here is a word from our sponsor.
Let's hear it.
Have you ever been dabbed out on that there do-si-do and you just stuck to the couch and you can't move and you're trying to get some more? Or have you ever just been trying to roll up that there doink and you're out of Dutchess and the goddamn donut-eating pigs got you stuck at the home on house arrest? Well, Well, look no further, 'cause down here at Dedito's Dank Delivery Service, we got all your drug needs covered. Or if you just maybe got the munchies and you need some that there Doritos or some ding dongs, we got that too. So feel free to hit us up. We'll be there on the fly. Oh, fuck. Thank you for those words from our sponsor. And let us get right into these matchups. And here first, we do have, as I said, poor Robbie. He does have to play me this week. And, his projections always look pretty good, but I always tell you guys not to listen to projections. So I do think I will be just fine this week. Find my mouse.
I don't know, man. This Robbie character has been on a tear lately.
I mean, he's been doing his thing. But as you see, most of my bye weeks are over. So
CJ Uzoma's here to stay.
I mean, he's just here because of injuries. So Dawson Knox is still injured, and Logan Thomas is still injured. So yes, we're riding out with my boy Uzuma, but I think he shall be fine.
Got you.
Because Joe Burrow is part of a high-powered offense, and he'll be all right. So, Zach Ertz will probably do his thing. I project about 8.2 points from him, so we'll see.
You know what, Matt? I think I'm with you. I'm right behind you for this matchup. I think you got what it takes to overcome and show that you're going to make him want to change his name and picture after this matchup.
Exactly. I should actually call him up and make him change his name after I beat him.
Oh. Right, matchup number 2, we got Prison Bitch Terry versus Manifesting a Hairline Champ.
Yes. And I'm gonna just call it here first, and we're gonna make Chris continue this losing streak here. So
I think so. I really think so.
Terry's team has been getting a lot of shit ends of the sticks here, man, week in and week out. Let's see what she's got on.
This has trap game written all over it for the champ.
It does. It definitely does.
Will we see him fall from first place?
And man, I know me and her traded tight ends once already, but we might have to do it again because she always ends up with a good tight end on her bench as well as in her starting lineup.
Yes. Well,
I see Champ did put A.J. Dillon on the bench this week, so let's see what happens with that one.
Let's see what happens with that, and at least we finally see Brandon Ayuk on the bench for Terry's team there. Smart move.
And as I said before, she could probably drop it if she wants.
Yes, she can, my cucumber pickled little friend.
Yes, all right.
Our next matchup that we have is Alt Zaddy versus yours truly, the CEO, approves of this Straw Hat Pirates squad.
Yes, and this actually is going to be a nice one here, and we will see, they did trade earlier in the season, so we'll see what happens. This is where that trade's really going to pay off for them there.
Yep.
Low balls.
This could be a smack in the face, or it could be a week of validation for Straw Hat Pirates.
Yes, and as much as I would like to see Michael win, I am going to have to... I'll pick Michael this week with you. Let's do it.
Fuck
Alt Zaddy.
Damn, so I have to pick him now too?
Who?
Michael?
You always pick him. You don't have to. You can do whatever you want with your guy.
No, of course we are. We're sticking with Straw Hat Pirates here, folks.
All right.
We see a couple players in the early game for Alt Zaddy, so I would predict him to come out to a lead at first, but Straw Hat Pirates is going to hold it down.
All right. I think so. I think and we do see he does get Jerry Jeudy is supposed to be back this week. So we do see that, and we do maybe have to talk. You might have to call your guy up. He must not know how to use Dearness Johnson properly.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Or no, that's just the only person he can start because his team is that trash.
True.
Oh no, I guess he could take J.D. McKissick out of his running back spot, or out of his flex spot and into his running back spot, because Chubb will be back, so Dearness Johnson is probably irrelevant now.
Yep.
That 1 week you had him to beat Terry is all you're probably going to get out of him, my friend. But we could be wrong, so we'll see. And we have next is Mr. Football Verse.
Stevie B&B.
Alrighty. You'll get it one day, buddy. You'll get it one day.
Man, that day can't come soon enough.
All
I think
right.
we need a name change on this, folks. I get an epileptic seizure every time I try to read this name.
Yes, that is true.
There's way too many consonants in this.
And we do have all right, so this is gonna be a nice matchup here, I think. Let's see if Casey's team can keep performing, then he should be able to come out on top. But I think my guy Sean is gonna shock people this week and shall come out on top.
Well, he shocked me already, folks, with this profile picture. So.
Haha, yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, he hasn't finished tinkering with his lineup yet because of all his injuries and stuff.
I'm gonna go with Casey in this matchup. I think BB is on the up and up, and I really think they're making a push for the playoffs, and it starts now.
All right.
Oh, look who we have in this next matchup. We have
good old Sushi Dick fighting
good old
X-House.
triple Sushi Dick.
Yes, man. One day. For those of you out there who don't know what his name is, we're going to show it right here on the screen.
We're going to show it to you right here. There you go. Do you know what that means? We don't.
Please write in. Tell us. Anybody who figures it out will win our first prize given away on this podcast.
Yep.
Which eventually we will get into a lot of giveaways on here, so make sure you guys stay tuned.
Yep. And speaking of winning prizes, Triple Sushi Dick House better be winning some sort of prize, because I know one thing we're winning, and that's some games, because this team sits at 11th place. 2 wins on the season, 5 losses, and if there's going to be a change, it needs to come right now. Quite possibly might already be mathematically eliminated. I'm not that good at math.
I don't think anybody's out yet.
Right, so this is your week. You need to come out with a win here. The same can be said for Biden Kwamzier, who sits at 3 and 4 and 10th place. Battle of the Schlumps, as I like to call it. I think
this is a nice little battle of the Schlumps. We like it. And I don't know which slump I would like to see. I think here I'm going to go with the one I want to win, and we're going to go with Sushi Dick House.
Yep. I think I will go with this team also, because this team does have some good players on it. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to bounce back from a bad performance last week. I think they can get it done.
I do think so too. Mahomes is probably going to be the highest scoring player on the week, so we'll see.
There's at least a little bit of dignity in moving up from 11th to 10th.
Haha, yes. And then our last matchup of the week is going to be Where's Casey versus Dito.
Oh, yes.
And this is going to be another close one here. And I think, again, I'm going to go with who I want to win, not who I think is going to win, and we're going to go with Dito.
Ooh, bold prediction, my friend. Bold prediction, my pickled comrade. I'm going to go with Where's Casey in this matchup. I think Where's Casey has the better chance at victory. How could you pick against that profile picture, though, to be honest?
You're right about that. Like I said, with this one, I wanted to pick the guy that I want to win, not the guy I think's going to win. So.
Yeah, that team photo's a doozy. Not to be outdone by Dito as well, but I believe at this point Dito needs to go to the Dito to get D'd up, because your D is not that good. Dallas defense and Luke Wilson are actually pretty good. I don't know. Never mind, they're actually pretty good.
As usual, you are, as they call, sleep? Is that what they would call it?
I don't think so. There's been little to no evidence to show that I have been asleep, so I'm not sure what you're talking about there, sir.
All right, well, in case that's the case, let us just finish our matchups with one of our newest segments added last week. So we do have Sean's Sleep Buddy of the Week. And
One of my favorite segments.
yes, it is your favorite segment. And
yes, it is.
we were supposed to be working on getting Sean to do it himself and send us the video, but he has been pretty busy out on the road, so still not yet, but it is in the works. And this week we have a nice one for you guys. This week's Sean's Sleep Buddy of the Week is actually my good friend and co-host Lolo Boss. Yeah, that guy right
me?
there. Yes, you.
Can't be.
And
I'm eager to see this.
not only one but two reasons he was asleep one was he did leave Kareem Hunt in his starting lineup last week
Yes.
when he was already injured and just left him in the lineup.
Good old Kareem Hunt.
And we do have a report from the producers that he was trying to text Chris with a bunch of messages saying that he thought the game was in Hawaii or some shit, so that's why he didn't fix his lineup.
Yes, that is true. I did think it was the yearly Hawaii Classic, and they were a couple hours behind. I thought I did have some more time there.
Yeah, okay.
Unfortunately, I was wrong in that aspect. Terribly wrong. But hey, I just figured Kareem Hunt's a strong guy. I figured he'd be able to push through this IR situation and find a way to play, but I guess I was wrong there.
Yes. Again, why that's one of the reasons why you made it there. And then also you did laugh at me when I said the Heat were going to beat the Bucks in their game opener.
Mm.
And man, was that a game? How do you feel about that one?
Yeah, it was tough to predict that game, but he really gave it to him on opening night. And I mean, if that makes me sleep, then gosh darn it, I'm about to start snoring.
All right, well, thank you for that one, Sean. That was a good sleep buddy this week. I enjoyed it a lot. And we might as well...
Hey, what was Sean's excuse for not saying this himself? I think it's real convenient that he seems to be busy on the road. He couldn't send us a 10-second video clip just calling me sleep for that. I don't believe it. I think Buddy Manning got the balls to say that shit to me.
Oh, all right. We'll see. And we might as well just mix them both together since they are... If either one of them started a podcast, their co-host would be the other one. So let's get into Brett's Bust of the Week.
Let's go. Brett's Bust of the Week. I'll start it off this week, Matt.
Go ahead.
Brett's Bust of the Week. Brandon Ayuk. This guy was still on some fantasy rosters, let alone the starting lineup on some fantasy rosters, as we saw from the weekly recap earlier today. 1.9 points, just one catch. I mean, come on. I think you mentioned it earlier, Matt. This is drop material right here.
Yes, that is true. I'm agree with you I agree with you on that one. And he is from Terry's team, you said?
Yes, he is from Terry's team.
Man, that's crazy because my Brett's Bust of the Week is also from Terry's team. And we have
coincidence. This team is in 12th, boy.
We have Miles Sanders with his measly 3.7 points.
Yes.
This guy was a third-round pick, and he has 2 games all year over 10, and his most with 17. Man, we might as well call this guy Defiles Commanders because he defiles every fantasy owner that he has.
I see the connection. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
you like that one?
Indeed, yes.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All right, and that's my Brett's Bust, and thank you again to Brett for always being a bust.
Thank you.
Because we wouldn't have this
Brett.
segment without you.
Stick busted.
Yes.
Man, I do have a question for you before we continue this podcast.
Go ahead.
What kind of pickle are you? Are you dill or kosher?
I'm always kosher, baby.
Ah, I see. Shalom.
What kind of pickle are you?
I happen to be a hot pickle.
Yes. All right. So
Yep.
when people take a bite of you, they get a spicy.
People take a bite of me, they get a little heat. They get a little sweet too, maybe.
Oh, sweet heat. I like it.
Yep.
Do they go right to sleep after they take a bite?
Well, that depends. If you eat too much, you might get a stomachache, you know?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I know.
But like we said earlier, some people do say the cucumber tastes better pickled.
Oh, all right. I mean, I don't eat cucumbers, but I love pickles.
Exactly.
So I have to agree. All right, so let us get into almost our last segment, and this is another new one. We're going to see how it goes, and we're just going to run through Sunday's matchups really quick here.
Let's go. How do we want to do this, my pickled friend? Do we want to shoot fire this thing, rapid fire, bam, bam, bam?
Yeah,
do you want to give yours? I'll give mine.
Yeah, we could just kind of, we'll bring up the game.
Let's do it.
I'll start it off, and you can just take over. So first one here, we got Bengals at the Jets.
Bengals, Jets, listen.
Yes, going to be a lot of fantasy relevance from one side of that ball, and it's definitely going to be the Bengals.
Folks, you want to win, just bet against the Jets. That's all you got to do at any moment, any time, any season, any game. Chances are you're
going to be good. Yeah, so I think the Bengals are going to win that one pretty easily, as every team is playing the Jets. Like I said, lots of fantasy players on the Bengals, and you might get a couple fantasy relevant receivers now from the Jets with Joe Flacco, but nothing too crazy.
Nothing at all. Do not pick anybody on the Jets in any circumstance. Ever.
Yeah, unless you have to. That's it. So
never have
this
to.
week only the Ravens and Raiders on bye week. So not as many as last week, but
our next matchup is going to be Titans versus the Colts. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Titans in this matchup, obviously, because Derrick Henry is not human. What about
that is true. Derrick Henry is not human, and neither is Ryan Tannehill. So, excuse me. And I do think, I do think it's going to be a nice, good game. That is going to be a good one to watch if it wasn't on the same time as mine. And I do think the Titans are going to come out on top as well, but it will be a lot of fantasy points from both sides of the ball there as well.
Yes,
you can pretty much start a lot of the receivers on the Titans, even the Colts. Running Derrick Henry's Derrick Henry, of course. Jonathan Taylor's Jonathan Taylor. Getting in from there, we got the Rams at Houston.
Yep.
And as we said about the Jets, you can basically just bet against Houston the same way this year.
Definitely the Ram. I'm fucking a Ram, dog.
And they are, I think, I believe Tyrod Taylor is coming back. That is actually somebody I forgot to mention on the injury report.
Oh, nice.
But I don't think that helps them tremendously, especially not enough to beat the Rams.
No, not really.
Might just be enough to put him right back on the injury report, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and we have Steelers at Browns. A lot of talk about Big Ben this year, saying he's done. He should just give it up. But I think if he was done, he would have already gave it up. So I think he still has a little juice left in him. And banged up defense on the Browns. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win this game.
I think so also. Deontay Johnson coming back, and I think, we got a good matchup right here for the Steelers.
Yes. And then Eagles at Detroit. This looks like Angel versus House in the Battle of the Sleep Buddies.
Battle of the Sleep Buddies, yep. This is any team's game, really.
Yeah.
These are the hardest to predict, folks. You really cannot. It's harder to predict who's going to suck more.
That's true. And Jalen Hurts just can't seem to win real life games, but is still somehow the number 2 fantasy quarterback. So let's see what happens. I don't understand it. Some people are calling him the next Tim Tebow. And then we got San Francisco at Chicago. A bunch of injuries on San Francisco, as I said. Chicago, though, that quarterback situation is messier than shit the Dolphins has been in previous seasons. So
it's hard to pick the 49ers on anything, really.
Yeah, that's huge. But this game is hard to pick either one. But I think Chicago's going to edge them out in this one.
I believe so. Home field advantage, boy.
Yes.
Panthers, Falcons. I'm going to go with the Falcons on this. Falcons have been in a roll. They just got off that crazy win against the Dolphins. They're going to be amped up for this.
I mean, yes. It wasn't that crazy. It was just by 3 points.
Was pretty crazy there, Bob.
I mean,
pretty crazy.
They got the ball last. That's it. So
they sure did.
You know, Tua did what he had to do, and that was it. Our defense just didn't stop him. And now I'm gonna have to probably go with the Panthers on this one, though. They've been looking pretty sleep on the season, but I think they're gonna bounce back this week.
All right.
And we're getting into our favorite matchup, and as I already called it, they are gonna upset the Bills this week. Not just saying that because I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm saying that because it's the truth.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go against this call right here. The Bills are just too much to deal with in the AFC East. There is no match for them in this division, unfortunately.
All right. Cannot agree with you on that one, even if it was true. Now we have...
Here we do have a potential upset candidate, though. The Patriots will win against the Chargers in Los Angeles. The Patriots love playing in LA. I think Patriots got what it takes. Mac Jones about to fly cross-country on a business trip and take care of business, baby.
All right. And sorry for you. I'm going to have to disagree with you there. I think this guy, Justin Herbert, is going to stay right where he is and continue to take care of business on his normal business schedule.
Oh, yes.
So...
Is he on that 9 to 5?
He's not against the Patriots. He only has to work 3 hours.
Oh, okay.
Would you like to... I think we forgot a water bet, so would you like to make this our water bet?
Patriots Chargers our water bet?
Yeah.
You know what? You got yourself a goddamn deal.
All right. Let's do it. And don't forget, everyone, hit the Instagram to see those water bets. I'm catching up here. I'm only down by 1 now.
He's catching up. If I lose this one, then we are tied at 3.
That is true, yes. Which also brings me into, I did forget to mention, our schedule against each other is I am 11-7 and you are 10-8. And that, I know the numbers sound weird to you guys, but that has just been since our stats team has been keeping the stats.
Yep. Pretty even there,
and
Bob.
Since we have been actually picking the teams outright.
Now, those were our records based on the fantasy league matchups, right? Not
yes.
the NFL matchups.
No, the fantasy league matchups of us. We have not done NFL matchups yet.
Correct. So we both seem to have an even grasp on this.
Yes, actually, the beginning was we just keep going up and down between both of us. So.
All right, next matchup from Sunday, we got Jaguars and Seahawks. Listen, man.
Another sleep team.
Another sleep team flying cross country. I don't think Jaguars will even be at this stadium mentally. Really.
Yeah, so I think the Seattle Seahawks will win heavily, although the Jaguars will put up a ton of fantasy points all around. So.
Yes. Now, the Washington football team versus the Denver football team known as the Broncos.
As the Broncos!
Broncos, if you remember from last week's
Yes, I was not here.
Good call, Matthew. Good call. This is another unpredictable matchup, really. It really doesn't get tough playing in Denver until late November-ish, weather-wise. So, football team might have an easy go of this, really, with a Denver team that's been struggling this year.
All right.
And, yes.
I'm going to have to take Denver on this one, though.
Okay, well, you know what? That's a good pick.
All
Our
right.
last 4 p.m. matchup for Sunday is going to be Tom Brady's Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the
Jameis
former
Winston's.
Drew Brees New Orleans Saints.
I like that. And, of course, I'm sure the world knows who we're going with.
Who are we going with?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Who, as you see... Oh, is he sitting above you?
He's sitting above me right there, folks. Right there.
Nice. Newly added for those of you who didn't notice him.
Newly added.
And he is on the month of August
He is
because
in the month
his
of August,
birthday
we're a
is
few
August
months
3rd.
Ah, nice fact there.
Yes,
nice fact there.
he is a fellow Leo. Shout out to the Leos.
Shout out to the Leo.
All right, and then our last...
Scorpio season coming up, baby.
As you see, all the fantasy points will be coming from the Buccaneers.
Yes.
And our last matchup for Sunday is going to be the Cowboys at Minnesota.
Yes.
And this is going to be a nice night game filled with tremendous amounts of fantasy points.
Tremendous. I will have to go with Dallas on this one.
Ooh.
There.
I actually will have to go
Kirk
with...
Cousins.
Really? I will actually have to go with the Vikings on this one.
All right.
This is beautiful. And that does it for our NFL matchup. So let us know what you guys think. We're going to see how we do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And before we leave, just wanted to make sure we do our other league news. News from around the leagues. And really quick, I just wanted to point out my Sleeper Dynasty League that I am in, where I have, it is, like I said, a 16-team Dynasty League. And I just wanted to point out the trade that they just pulled off this week. And it was a pretty sly one. Nice for the guy to weed himself into the trade. And it was a 3-team trade.
Ooh, don't see those often.
Do not, as Yahoo does not even allow those.
Whoa, correct.
Another reason why switching to Sleeper is good.
Yes. Join the sleep movement.
And we do have, where the hell is it?
Well, folks, while Matt's looking for that, let me use this time to remind you that Matt is always live in the Discord Sundays at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right before the games, for any last-minute fantasy questions, comments, chatter, anything really. Need advice? Don't know who to start? Are you still considering starting people like Brandon Ayuk, which we already told you multiple times to drop? Just hop in the Discord 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Sundays, and the guru himself will answer these questions for you. The commish, if you
Yes,
will.
thank you. And actually, make sure you stay posted because we might actually be switching to live on YouTube. So we'll see.
Okay, perhaps.
But all right, so here it is. Like I said, it was a 3-way team trade. So we do have one team giving up DeAndre Hopkins, Zach Moss, and Travis Etienne. As I said, dynasty, so Etienne's relevant. And he is obtaining Naji Harris and Julio Jones. Then we have the other team giving up Marvin Jones, Corey Davis, Naji Harris, Julio Jones, receiving DeAndre Hopkins and Tyler Boyd. With the last guy that slid his way into the trade, only gave up Tyler Boyd to receive Marvin Jones, Corey Davis, Zach Moss, and Travis Etienne.
Yes.
So I'm going to post a little picture of it right here for you guys to see so you can get a little more knowledge. But I thought this shit was hilarious. So we can't even get trades off at all in my league, and people are out here pulling slide-ass trades like this. So I just thought that it was pretty funny. Wanted to point it out. As I said, it's 16 teams, so it's a pretty big one, pretty hefty roster. And also has divisions where I'm sitting now. I'm 4-3. In 4th place in my division, where you go to other divisions, first place 4-3, first place 3-4, first place 5-2. It's just because my division is filled with 6-1, 5-2, 5-2. So of course I got that luck where I just happen to be in the strong division. So I'll keep you guys posted on how long until I win that league, but I'm still doing pretty good. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And that does it for my other league news. Just pointed that out real quick. And there actually is a guy in there. He has his own podcast as well. It's just like more basic sports, like just talking all about sports. So I'll get permission from him before I share his stuff out with you guys. But
good move.
Yeah, so
maybe we can collab, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly. Because he is actually the guy who gave me the app that we use for our podcast to put it into podcast form.
Yes.
And that's actually going to be our first official sponsor, I think. So we'll see. That's in the works, actually. We're about to have a real sponsor soon. So keep an eye out for that one, guys.
Yes.
All right. And as he was just saying, yes, I'm still live in the Discord on 12:30 every Sunday answering those last-minute questions. Sometimes I am, you guys may not know, but I am actually live from Hard Rock Stadium when I'm answering these questions. So make sure you tune in every week, and sometimes I'll be there, sometimes I won't. So don't forget water bets on Instagram. Follow us on all the social medias, Wookiesburg _podcast on Instagram and TikTok, at Wookiesburg Pod on Twitter. Google, just honestly, if you just Google Wookiesburg Pod, you can go from there. You'll find us anywhere you need us. Please, we need the subscriptions on the podcast apps. You don't need to go listen to them there. Just go subscribe to us once, and I'm sure a lot of you don't even use those apps, but we need those subscriptions, please. So help us out, and we'll continue to help you guys out.
Oh, yes. Help us help you, really. We're bringing you the hard-hitting fantasy news, fantasy advice, fantasy entertainment, fantasy everything, really, up until actual fantasies.
Yes. And, like I said, keep sending us, make sure you send us any ideas you want for the show, anything like that. We're still building the website, so if there's anything you want to see on the website, make sure you put that. So that's about it. So we are actually just about out of here, and you know how we end the show off. All right, Lolo, you know what to do to take us out, baby.
All right, folks, we're going to take you out like we do every week here with Matt's Tweet of the Week. And as always, on a day like today, during the summer of 2013, we have Matt proclaiming to the Twitter sphere. This tweet I'm about to read must have came before you turned into a pickle, my friend.
All right.
Because it states, someone at the gas station just called me Mac Miller.
Oh, God, I do actually. It's funny, I remember that day like it was yesterday.
I bet you do, my friend. You're just missing the tattoos.
Yeah, I'm almost there.
Almost.
All right, guys, until next time, thank you again for all your time here on the Wookiesburg Pod. We're having a lot of fun, so I hope you guys are too. And as soon as I find the mouse again, I'll be able to get the fuck out of here.
All right, guys. Tune in next time when we will no longer be pickles.
Yes, thank God.
Happy Halloween, folks. Be safe.